Hello everyone and welcome to my FM26 journey with Birmingham City, which I'm aptly calling the Birmingham Blueprint. Now, a little disclaimer before we start. I'm absolutely not a gamer whatsoever in any capacity. I don't really play consoles, but the Football Manager franchise I have played quite a few times over the years, and it is definitely my most played game. I'm going to be a little bit rusty. I've not really played since FM24. Obviously, we didn't have a game last year, and I've not played the FM24 game for quite a long time, so please bear with me. But a little introduction to me. My name is Vic. If you have come over from the TikToks, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Hopefully, we can go on this journey together. We are obviously going to be working with Birmingham City, which is my team. We're going to start a new career, actually, because I did have a little go. I wanted to see what the game was like, but we're going to quick start a career now. And of course, we're going to be looking for Birmingham City. I am going to be playing under the manager profile that I did create previously. However, I might change the appearance because this terrifies me, by the way. It's supposed to look like me. It looks absolutely nothing like me. Now, also what's been happening is the fit has been changing every time I've been turning the game off and turning it back on. I don't know whether that's just because it is the beta version until the full version comes out on the 4th of November. But every time, like, this is the kind of outfit that I would wear if I was a manager. But every single time I end up in a weird polo neck t-shirt. There's a couple of different options. Do you know what? I actually think I might keep it. It's just the face, which is terrifying. I mean, there's no real options other than that. Is that better? Vaguely. We'll go with that. Looks absolutely nothing like me. Now, I have got a reputation as a national coach. Obviously, I have lied a little bit on my CV just to get the Birmingham City job. So I believe the national qualification is equivalent to, you know, if you've done your UEFA CBA, I should say. Right, let's go. We're going to start this game. Birmingham set to appoint Vicky S. 33-year-old English manager Vicky S. is set to be named as Birmingham's new boss. Can you imagine? Known for her motivational nature. I'm not sure my players would say that when I give my captain's team talk every Sunday, but never mind. While carrying a high level of discipline, S will join the Blues. I didn't want to put my full name out. Is it a bit weird to put my full name out on the internet? Her playing career marked her out as a perennial champion in English football. Not sure about that one. So, here we go then. This is the main interface of Football Manager. It is a very detailed game if you've never played Football Manager before. This might blow your mind a little bit. I mean, it's going to blow mine. Like I said, I'm going to be definitely very rusty, seeing as I've not played it for quite a while. But here we have our message inbox. There's a lot of messages in here that you don't really need to see. Obviously, this is a history of the club. We all know we're in the Championship. Nickname is the Blues, founded in 1875, etc., etc. Introductions to me, supporter profiles, club vision and expectation meetings. Now, this is going to be important. So, Tom Wagner is saying this is the board's blueprint, ironic, for the future. It outlines the objectives that we would like to achieve. The board are willing to give you reasonable scope to adjust the club's vision. So, what we want to do, we want to play entertaining football, 100%. We want to increase commercial revenue. That's going to be massive to someone like Tom Wagner. Grow the club's reputation, play attacking football, play possession football, and work within the wage budget. That all sounds like things that, you know, are pretty standard. Informational objectives, build a new stadium. I'm absolutely happy with that. Let's have a look at Tom Wagner's 5-year plan. Now, this season, he wants to reach the playoffs of the Championship. Next season, he wants to work towards gaining promotion to the Premier League. So he wants to reach the playoffs. He's not actually expecting us to go up as such. By the year 27-28, we want to win promotion to the Premier League. I think that sounds like a good 5-year plan, to be fair. Not getting lofty ambitions, but actually working our way up. And we have no real expectation once we're in the Prem. It just say look to build on promotion to the Premier League in 27, 28 and 29 in case we haven't already. For me, that is a standard objective. As Blues at the moment, we want to be competitive in the FA Cup, we want to be competitive in the Carabao Cup, and we want to work towards becoming self-sustainable. None of those ambitions are, in my opinion, too lofty, so I'm happy with those. So we're all good there. So we can obviously change these if we want to get more wage budget and transfer budget, but for me, I think to go at the standard expectation is probably best for the first season. As you can see, we have got a transfer budget of £5.25 million and a wage budget of £700,000 per week. We're currently spending £673, so we are not too far off that available wage budget, to be honest. Let's end the meeting. I'm happy with all of those. Birmingham tactics introduction. Right, so now we are going to be creating a new tactic. we have got some options down here with the kind of football that we can play. These ones with the little thumbs up are what the game suggests. However, I'm definitely not going to go here. And these two, tiki-taka and vertical tiki-taka, probably not for me either. I think Chris Davis's football is more like controlled possession, a style that focuses on retaining possession and winning the ball back quickly, looks to play out of defence and create chances through patience, short passing, build-up play. Those words, patient, short passing, build-up play, describe Chris Davis all over. But for me, I don't necessarily want it to just be controlled possession. I think we do get frustrated as fans when we see that with no end product. The Gegenpress, for me, reminds me of Jurgen Klopp massively, who is a manager that I massively aspire to. Gegenpressing relies on every player in the team working hard and, above all else, being fit and mobile enough to press the opposition immediately after losing the ball. I think we have those kind of players. We have a hard-working team. I think we could effect a Gegenpress pretty well, winning the ball high up the pitch, high intensity. It is obviously very tiring for the players, and turnover-focused approach leads to less control. However, I think I'd rather see that more so than, 73% possession and losing the game 1-0. Bristol City. So I think I'm going to go with a Gegenpress. That is probably what I am going to go for as my main tactic. Now, you can obviously create 2 or 3 tactical styles. We can have a look at Route 1 football if we think that's the right option with, the likes of the Duck and Lyndon Dykes. We can have a look at wing play and fluid counter-attacks as well at some point. But for me, currently, our main tactic, I'm going to try a Gegenpress. Now, I imagine we're going to leak a lot of goals to start off with because of that. But that's what I'm willing to do. So in possession, we're going to do a Gegenpress. Now we are going to have a look at what we're doing in possession. The game is suggesting a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, which looks something like this. Or possibly even a 4-2-4. But for me, I think what I would prefer to see, personally, is a 4-3-3. I want to see Iwata playing in this CDM role a little bit. And I want to... Ideally, I'd like Tommy Doyle and Mark Leonard possibly, maybe get Paik in there as well to push forward a little bit. But in possession, I want to be looking at a 4-3-3. Out of possession, I'm not going to worry too much about this at the moment. I'm just going to put exactly the same formation in because we can tweak this as the game goes on. So we're going with a 4-3-3 shape. Now, obviously, you can pick your best squad here. I'm not going to bother with that just now. We're looking at a mentality of balanced football at the moment. Now, I do much prefer a positive mentality. Balanced for me is very much what we're getting out of real life Blues at the moment. Positive, useful for when you want the team to take control of the match, looks to exert sustained pressure, leaves the team a bit more vulnerable to counter-attacks and less effective against stronger teams. We're going to get that anyway, doing a bit of a Gegenpress. So I'm happy to play positive football. We're not going to worry about the team at the moment. We are going to complete the induction. What else have we got here? We've got responsibilities. This is not too important at the moment, really. I'm just going to assign these to the people that they are currently assigned to. In fact, we'll skip that introduction. We're looking at the squad. Right, let's begin our introduction with the Birmingham City squad. Obviously, we have currently got Christoph Clara as the captain, vice-captain to be selected. That is something we will be doing in this video. It's kind of just an overview, really, of the players. Once again, I think I can skip this, Financial fair play regulations. We are compliant. Pre-season preparation. We've got a training camp, which is going to be in Zurich, Switzerland. And we're going to go with a heavy training camp to get the boys ready. Obviously, if they are going to be Gegenpressing throughout the season, we need a lot of fitness. We have currently got 4 players injured in the medical centre. And they are, as in real life, Lee Buchanan with a torn ACL, Fujimoto with torn knee ligaments, Scott Wright with a torn ACL. We've also got the Duck in there with a calf strain, which I believe he did actually come to us with an injury. I feel like it might have been a back injury, not a calf strain, but never mind. We've got a code of conduct coming in. I'm going to ask Ben Petty to pick the code of conduct, the assistant manager. I trust him, and I think it's an important thing to have in all levels of football, whether it's grassroots or professional, to be honest with you. Christoph Clara wants a meeting. Let's see what he's got to say. The captain and vice-captain are typically senior figures in the club's hierarchy. We're talking about team leaders here. We're talking about mentoring groups. Again, no problem. We can end that introduction and we can get on with the game. Available first team players for an under-21s match. Not too interested about that. Delegate match day under-21s to a staff member. That's what I wanted. Birmingham City set piece introduction. Now, I don't know about you, but this is one thing that I really feel like we could do with looking at. Have we got somewhere? I believe on these bookmarks somewhere we've got set pieces. And we can... Is it in the first team? No. Is it in the tactics maybe? set pieces, here it is. We can discuss what we want to do with set pieces. Now, for me, the questions that it's got to ask here, how do you prefer the ball to be delivered from an attacking set piece? I know a lot of people will go far post here, and that is actually what the game's suggesting. I'm going to say central. Ball will be delivered around the penalty spot. I think it just gives us a little bit more scope. Do we want an in-swinger or an out-swinger? It's always got to be an in-swinger for me, so I'm happy with that. How many players do you want to leave back defending during attacking set pieces? Again, balanced. I don't want to be too defensive. I don't want to be too attacking, so we'll do that. What defensive marking strategy do you prefer? The game is suggesting zonal marking. I have an issue in real life with zonal marking. I'm not a huge fan of it. However, defenders tightly marking the opponents is also a little bit Sunday League, so I feel like a hybrid of the two. Biggest aerial defenders will mark zonally and the rest will mark individual opponents. I think that's the one, to be honest, so that's the one I'm going to go with. And which post do you want players marking whilst defending? The game is suggesting near post. I'm happy to go with it because even in professional football, we see so many corners that don't beat the first man, so I'm happy with that. How many players do you like to leave forward when defending a set piece? We either... Or we can go all players, a few players will be left forward in an attempt to counter or balanced. I'm going to say a counter-attack. A few players will be left forward in an attempt to counter. I want to make something of other people's set pieces. So, there we are then. Attack the far post. Hang on, why has this changed? Drag instructions into different categories to change the set piece. I might have to do this off camera a little bit and give a little bit more of a... Have a little look at that. But, obviously, we've seen what sort of thing we're going to go for. And I can just tidy that up once we have finished the episode. Let's introduce ourselves to the squad. Here they all are. Going to do a little introduction. Obviously, you do get options of what you can say here. I consider myself to be an attacking coach, and above all else, I'll prioritise a style of play that excites and brings goals. Or I want to bring a real energy and passion to the work. I think I'm going to say I'm an attacking coach. I'll also bring in energy and tempo to our day-to-day work that I feel be invigorating. Or I also feel football has to be fun. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that one. Lastly, I'm big on energy and bringing a positive atmosphere to the workplace. Christoph Clara just wants to get gone at this point. Look at him. I'm optimistic. Let's go. He keeps on saying, let's go. Good stuff. In terms of personality, I'm big on discipline. Or the most important personality trait for me is to be utterly convinced about our work. We have to be believing in ourselves. I'm going to say I want to be big on discipline. I'm also a keen believer in the power of positive thought. Thanks everyone again. Let's go. Let's not keep them there too long. Right then. We've got a big job, which is to sort out who's going to take the vice-captain's armband. I'm not going to worry about training right now because I know what I'm doing with that. We need to pick a vice-captain. Now, in real life, I don't know if we've ever been told who our vice-captain is now. Obviously, Christoph Clara is set up to be the captain. I don't know if we've actually got a vice-captain now. I would assume a great option in real life would probably be Ryan Allsop. I know he's not in the team at the moment as such, but I personally think a great option would be Ryan Allsop. However, on this game, I have had a little look previously, and they don't really rate Ryan Allsop in terms of leadership qualities, and also he is a backup keeper in the game. I think the game's kind of pushing you to use Beadle a little bit more. So I think I'm going to go with Alex Cochrane. For me, he's a solid option. He starts and finishes almost every single game at the moment, and he has got good leadership qualities on the game. Let's move on forward. Birmingham training camp squad. Auto-select, including youth prospects. So that's who's going to be going out on our training squad pre-season. Looks like Tommy Doyle's injured. Let's have a look. We've got scouting reports, which I can look into later. Coventry have made a Keshi Anderson offer. Coventry have made an offer of £1.5 million for Keshi Anderson. Subject to conditions, the transfer may eventually rise to 1.9 mil. If the deal is completed, Birmingham will have to pay 82 grand to Anderson. Anderson's agent has indicated his client wants to speak to Coventry as he is on the transfer list. So, Keshi Anderson in the game is on the transfer list, which is disappointing. I would like to keep him. However, I feel like I've got a soft spot for Keshi in real life. In the game, I don't think he's going to be all that great. So, what we're going to do is we are going to... we're going to accept the offer so that Keshi can have his chat with Coventry. We've got the training camp underway, and Tommy Doyle has got injured. He has a moderate abdominal strain, and he is out for 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, I can deal with that. That's not the end of the world. Decline the introduction on how we recruit because I know this already. AFC Wimbledon make a loan approach from Maswi, who is a youth player. They've offered £300 as a monthly fee. A contribution of 90% of Maswi's wage. I'm happy for him to go there. That's no problem. So we've got players going out already. Keshi Anderson has agreed a deal to leave the club and join Coventry. Sorry, Keshi, I love you, but he's gone. He's gone. I'm not necessarily going to make a parting comment to him. Littlejohn set to sign for Birmingham. Adrian Littlejohn. Oh my God. What's mad is I actually know someone with that name. And he's definitely not an under-18s physio. That's the weirdest thing ever. And I think that now would be a good time to let players know what your immediate plans are. Let's do this. I'd like to set out my immediate plans for the club. Damari Gray's having a chat here. I'd like to talk about a Sky Bet Championship aims for the season. Just know that what we talk about in here isn't going to define everything we do. It's about what we think we're capable of as a group. Go on, we'll start with that one. I think we're good enough to go up as champions this year. It's a lot of pressure. I'm very positive about our chances. I think we can go on and win automatic promotion. I'm very positive about our chances, and I think we can go on and make the playoffs this season. That's what I'm going to say. That is the expectation. I'm going to say that. Damari Gray's right on my side here. Come on, you lot. The boss is right. That's exactly the sort of reaction I was after. I'd like to talk about how we want to approach the FA Cup this season. I think we should be trying to go further in the FA Cup's latter stages, or we know what we're up against in the FA Cup, but as long as we give it our best and make sure we have no regrets, I'll be happy. Nothing else to talk about. So everyone seems to have come away from that feeling the love a little bit. Let's pick our team for our first friendly then. Here we're getting down to the fun stuff. Right. For me, I'm going to go with Ryan Allsop in goal. Give him his chance. I'm going to go with Newman because we want to see what he's about in this game. We're going to go with Laird at right back. I'm going to go with Iwata playing in that defensive midfielder role. We're going to go with Damari Gray's away on holiday, so unavailable. We're going to go with Aziz Stansfield. Unavailable for next match due to not being included in the camp squad. I thought he was on holiday. Right. We might change that. We've got Kyogo up top. Who else have we got? We've got Lyndon Dykes' transfer listed as well. We're going to go with Leonard. In fact, Leonard can go on this side. And then we're going to go with Paik. That's our midfield. Alex Cochrane. Left back. And there's Clara. Finally. On the left, obviously, we don't have Keshi Anderson anymore. And Damari Gray's off on his hollybobs. So we're going to go with Lewis Kumas. On the right, Patrick Roberts. That's going to be our starting lineup, I think. Dykes is on the bench. We're going to have Willemsen on the bench. We're going to have Bright Asai Samuel on the bench. Samsted on the bench. Jack Robinson on the bench. Cashin on the bench. Oh my God, this bench. Beadle on the bench. And that is it, I think. Everyone else is either injured or unavailable, so we'll start with that. We are starting with our 4-3-3 Gegenpress with a positive mentality. This could be a bit of a turnover, to be fair, with a whole change in tactics. But let's see what the game has got to offer for us. The teams are warming up. There is our team sheet for the game. It's important to always trigger a press when the ball is played to Vanas to improve our chances. I'm just going to click do it. You've obviously done your research, mate. However, that's not working. I'm guessing because it's the beta version. Right, what are we going to say to the boys? Go out there and show me what you've got. There are places up for grabs. Impress me. We're favourites for a reason. All the best out there. We're favourites here. This might only be a pre-season friendly, but I expect to win. I don't want to put too much pressure on the lads. They are starting a whole new style. Places up for grabs. That's what we'll do. We'll try and motivate them to earn their shirts. Right. Why has everyone got a Mohican? Did anyone see Ryan Allsop's hair then? Pake's changed. He's got a Mohican as well. Ethan Laird running down the wing as he always does. Looking for that final ball. Is it going to be an early goal? Kumas has hit the bench. And Kyogo scored straight away. Within 17 seconds, If only that was reality. Kyogo Furuhashi scoring within less than 20 seconds of the first of the game starting. We can't watch a replay. The game's glitched. That's annoying. Obviously, like I said, this is the beta version of the game. The full game does come out on the 4th of November. So we are, you know, we're kind of understanding of any technical issues they might be having at the moment. Ethan Laird's massively in this game again. Down that right wing. Pairing up nicely with Mark Leonard. Cross comes in again. No Kyogo there this time. Kumas on the edge of the box. Bends it in. Oh, what a goal, Lewis Kumas. What a goal, Lewis Kumas. Again, if only that was more realistic. Lewis Kumas hit the post and scored in the first 3 minutes of the game. Let's have a look at this. No one picking up on the edge of the box. Cochrane busts a gut. And Kumas bends it in. What a winner. Oh, top bin's beautiful. Let's skip that. So, actually, maybe our gegenpress and our positive mindset is kind of working. We've had 4 shots, 2 on target and 2 goals so far. We are only 10 minutes into the game. Always having a great game so far. Everyone got a decent rating as well. I think Clara's the lowest rating with a 6.7. Probably not got too much to do at the moment. Let's see what they've got. Not a lot, basically. Not a lot. Mark Leonard wins the ball in the middle of the park again. Cochrane's also got a Mohican. What's going on here? Come on, Paik. Plays it through. Threads it through to Kumas. And, disallowed goal. Kyogo Furuhashi again. Offside on that one. Furuhashi looks like a force to be reckoned with on this game. And Kumas, to be fair to him. 58% possession at the moment. And 2 goals. And a disallowed goal as well. An offside goal. We are starting pretty strongly. Let's see what we've got defensively. Cochrane defending the back post. Awful pass from Cochrane there. Awful pass. What was that? And Ethan Laird. Oh, I thought he was going to get caught out at the back post there. We know that in real life he's pretty good aerially. For someone that's not especially tall, Ethan Laird is pretty good aerially, but he wasn't then. Bloody hell. Quite lucky there. Good save from Allsop. Patrick Roberts on corner duty. No one's got a face in the crowd. That was terrifying. Furuhashi plays it back into Patrick Roberts for a second go. He's cut it in this side, and that was an absolutely awful shot. That's reminiscent of what we're actually seeing at the moment. Was that Mark Leonard? I don't quite know who that was, but that was absolutely awful. Throw in down the left of Alex Cochrane. What have we got here then? Plays it to Newman. Mark Leonard's been all over the shop in this game. I like it. Ethan led down that right-hand side again. Really having some luck down there. And he's played it through. And Patrick Roberts has got another little tap in there. Again, breaking down that right-hand side, Ethan led. We are looking strong in this game. Let's skip the replay. Let's get in at half-time. Might make a full substitution with everyone on the bench, to be honest with you, just because get everyone some minutes. And obviously we are taking control of this game as well. 20 shots now. 20 shots and 9 on target. I like to see shots on target because I feel like at the moment, my biggest criticism of Blues is that our shooting is absolutely awful. If you actually look how much possession we have and compared to how many shots on target that we have, you know, we do have a decent amount of shots-ish, but the on-target part of that statistic is awful. So we're into stoppage time now, extra time of the first half. And then we should be calling it a day. Hopefully go in with a clean sheet. Guess what? Vic cursed it. Ryan Allsop leaking a goal there at the back. I don't think there was much he could have done about it, to be honest with you. Let's have a little look at the replay, see what happened defensively. Sloppy closing down. Player just gets right in between those 2 centre-backs. Clara should probably get the right side there. Oh dear. And on the volley. So we have gone into half-time then, 3-1 up by the looks of things. Let's skip the replay. Get the boys in for half-time. Unless they've got one last little attempt. Kumas going on his own. Outside of the boot. And we get a corner from it. Last kick of the first half, I would imagine. See if we can make something of the corner. Doesn't look like it. No, we don't. So, let's address the team at half-time. That's a promising first half. We've had a lot of shots on target so far. I'm happy. I'm going to say that to the boys. Because I feel like they need encouragement with that. if real life is anything to go by. And I've gone straight into the second half without making a substitution. Vic, what are you doing? What are you doing? Right. Let's give them 5 or 10 minutes of the second half. They all look pretty fit as well, to be fair. They all look pretty fit. Defended the cross. Pate brings it forward. We got Patrick Roberts attacking again. He's got everyone around him. That's like Sunday League defending that was. Patrick Roberts scores as well. He must have had about 4 or 5 defenders around him then. That was like watching, you know, when kids are like 9 years old and they all just run towards the ball. That's exactly what that defending was like. Oh my good God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he gets through them all outside of the boot. What a goal, Patrick Roberts. Right, that is a sign. How do I make my substitutes? I'm guessing it's going on to tactics. And possibly we've got Iwata on a yellow card. So that's an obvious switch for me if we've got someone appropriate. I don't like switching keepers in the middle of a game. So I'm going to give Beadle the next game. Let's get Lyndon Dykes in there as a target man. Kyogo's done his work. We're not playing with a 10 as such, so I think I'm going to go with Willemsen on the right. Let's get Cashin in there for Clara. In fact, let's keep Clara in. Move him over to the right. And then we'll go with Samsted. We'll give Ethan Laird a bit of a rest. He's done well there. That just leaves us with Brightside Samuel and Jack Robinson. 11 shots on target from a total of 27 shots. Nearly 60 minutes gone. Approaching the hour mark in the game now. Still 3-1. Tell Pake shoot less often. Okay, let me do it then. He must be having an awful game in terms of shooting if that tactic has come up. Alex Cochrane with the ball down the left. Plays the cross in. 3 players in the middle and not one of them scores. No one gambles there as well when the keeper parries it out. And the ball goes out for a throw. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, it's 4-1. I forgot about that goal. I just forgot about Patrick Roberts' second goal. Opposition have a corner here. Let's see if we can actually defend a set piece for once in our life. Can we? We can. Mark Leonard puts the burners on. He's got Dykesy with him. It's not Dykes, it's Kumas. I can never tell with these hairstyles. And Kumas has another shot. Just saved by the keeper. Kumas is on fire. I never ended up taking off Iwata, I just realised. Let's let this phase of play happen, and then I think we're going to be bringing on a couple more players remaining. Kumas with the ball down the left again. Takes a player on, if that's what you could call it. Plays it in. Beat at the first post. Cochrane gets in front of his man. What's Pake got to do? He's going to shoot again. He's been told to stop shooting. Pake, come on. Not from there, mate. What I'm going to do, I'm going to see. Can Asai Samuel play on the left? He can. Who else have we got available? We got Jack Robinson. I'm going to leave Jack Robinson off. I feel like I just can't risk it with him. I don't really want to take Clara off the field anyway, so I think this is going to be the team that we finish with. Let's see if they can get another goal. Cochrane's had a good game with an assist. Leonard has played really well in that central midfield role. Pake's got himself an assist as well. 70 minutes in, 33 shots, 13 on target. I don't know whether I'm happy with that or not. To have 33 shots and only 13 on target, but still, that's still a good number, totally, if you know what I mean. So, can't really complain too much. Definitely more than we get in real life. Pake has got an incredible fitness at the moment. Leonard's looking a little bit tired as well. Hopefully we don't concede. This is what I said last time and I cursed us. Who's got the man in the middle? No one's got the man in the middle and he scored. There we go. As if you couldn't see that coming. 4-2. Poor marking in the middle of the park there, in the middle of the box. To be honest, considering we've changed the tactical style and we've gone more attacking and more positive and, you know, we've left gaps, I'm quite happy to have scored 4 goals. So there we go. Winning start. 40 shots in the game from Blues. Man of the match looks like it's going to be Patrick Roberts with his 2 goals. Let's address the team. I'm happy with that performance. It's largely what I was looking for at this stage of pre-season. Yeah, let's say largely. Because, you know, we did concede 2 goals. let's leave that match. And that is our first game done for Birmingham City. I think I'm going to leave it there. We've had a look at board expectations. We've had a look at the squad. We've had a look at formations and style. If you would like to subscribe, I've never done this before. This is my first YouTube video. If you'd like to subscribe, please feel free. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be coming at you with episode 2 shortly. Keep right on.